All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back. It's first time watching. Welcome. In this video, I'm going to take you through a full leg day and what that's looking for me right now, trying to combine lifting, running, and in general, just training for some longevity. And in that intro, I just showed the running portion of this day. Generally, on my leg days, I like to get a run in the morning, first thing if I can. Today was actually a run walk, coming back from a little injury right now. Just ended up doing 3 miles, doing 5 minutes on, 1 minute on for 30 minutes. And then later in the day, I'll come back, hit a leg day in the gym, really focusing on this leg day in particular, some posterior chain work, gonna be great for your legs, and just trying to stay injury free while also building up the hamstrings, glutes, and all the muscles in your posterior chain. Hope y'all enjoy. All right, getting into the leg day part of this lift. I love starting any leg day I have with some hamstring curls. So here I'm using the seated hamstring curl. Absolutely great exercise. It's going to allow you to get a big stretch in your hamstrings, and it's been shown in a couple studies to lead to more hamstring growth than a typical lying hamstring curl. So let's start off with this. Really helps get some blood flow into your legs and knees before you go into a heavy movement, whether that's a squat or an RDL. Love pushing these as close to failure as possible to getting in some great work here. After I finish my hamstring curl, I like to superset in between sets on these with a banded TKE, helping get some more blood flow into the quad, warm up that patellar tendon. Feels absolutely great on the knees. After that, I come over and use a Nordic hamstring curl machine. Absolutely amazing. My gym has this. Never have I seen this at any other gyms besides the ones I go to right now. Shout out Gold's Gym, Chapel Hill. But this is to, again, bias the hamstrings, get him more work there. I typically would do a RDL on this day, but I'm recovering from a QL tweak right now. So this doesn't aggravate that compared to a heavy hinge. But this movement's absolutely great. It really helps build up your hamstrings, but also just protect your knees. Nordic hamstring curls are something that I think every athlete should do, especially if you play an explosive sport. I'm more into long distance, but still, it builds up all the tendons behind your knees, some great hamstring volume, and also just allows you to overload your hamstrings eccentrically, which is what you do a lot during sport. And you can't really do that as much with a seated hamstring curl variation. So, absolutely love that movement. Push it really hard to failure. After that, I love going into a single leg movement. Here I'm using a Mr. Rogers squat machine, which I'm doing the single leg in a Bulgarian split squat stance. I love single leg movements. Single leg movements are great. If you think about it, these are more sport specific, especially if you do any sort of running, because you're going to be on one or zero legs pretty much the entire time while you run. So if you do any sort of running, include a single leg exercise. Absolutely amazing. Great for injury prevention as well because you build up some of the stabilizers. Um, so highly, highly recommend a single leg variation. In that same theme, and with this being posterior chain day, I do like to go on and hit my glutes after I finish up that single leg variation. So here I'll be doing a single leg glute raise, really focusing on squeezing that glute on the top, try to take the low back out of the exercise. This is again going to be more sport specific because you're using single leg and your glutes are massive, massive stabilizers during running. So really, really love a single leg variation on this lift. After that, I like to go into some more quad hypertrophy. I know that's posterior chain day, but nobody is going to hate on big quads. So I love a quad extension for this. Low systemic fatigue also helps hit all four heads of the quad compared to a squat variation because you have the rectus femoris, which crosses both the knee and hip joint. So this helps hit that where a squat won't hit that. Again, doing the single leg going to be more sport specific, and also a lot of people find these will be easier on their knees because you're pushing less weight. So it just allows you a little bit more stimulus without as much weight. Which, if you've been in the gym for a while, getting as much stimulus as you can with as little weight as possible is going to be the best for your gains in the long term because you build up a lot less systemic fatigue and a lot less local fatigue as well, even though you can push these movements really hard, just because the load is simply not going to be as much no matter what you're doing with a single leg compared to if you're going off two legs. So again, you're just finishing up with some quad extensions here. After that, I love to go into a seated calf raise variation here. While these may not be the best for overall muscle growth, although that's debated right now, just do them. They're great. They're absolutely great for running. They train your soleus, even if your soleus isn't going to grow. They allow you to train it and have it become more resilient in a stretch position, which is going to be great if you do any sort of running or athletic movements. So, in summary, like just train your soleus. Your calves probably aren't going to grow that much. They're pretty resistant to growth as a muscle group in general. So, do these, focus on injury prevention. Absolutely great. And I personally do love to superset this movement with a tibialis raise. The machine's right behind the seated calf raise at my gym, so it works out great. Don't skip your tibs, especially if you run or if you're just in general life. Training your tibs trains your body in the muscle that you use in deceleration. So these are going to be great, again, especially if you run. And so many people skip them, but these also help prevent shin splints. So if you've ever dealt with those, make sure to just train your tibs. Just do it, superset it. It's not that hard, not that much volume. Then after that, just went into a little bit of posing at the end, showing off the legs. Been really trying to bring these up this winter. So hope y'all enjoyed the lift. All right, well, what's up? I really liked doing that outro last time, and I thought of some more things to say, so decided I'm gonna do it again. Let me know if this is something that any of y'all want to keep seeing or not. I'll adjust accordingly. But last time I really talked about flexibility in fitness, and this time I really want to talk about discipline in fitness and not only the correlation there, but how I believe the gym is a great, I mean, for me, probably the best way to build discipline in life and introduce that concept to people. And I thought, what better way to do it than on a leg day, a lift that a lot of people find it's pretty hard to do, and it's mean to skip leg day. So I thought that was a good intro. But first thing I want to talk about is, for me personally, going to the gym and fitness came into my life at a time where I was not necessarily super unproductive, but felt like I had some more that I had to offer, that it wasn't giving enough, that I wasn't performing up to my capabilities. And during that time, I discovered the gym. I discovered how to train, was training as hard as I could from home because it was from the pandemic. And for me, I think that fitness is a great introduction into productivity and discipline for just about everyone. I mean, almost no one, especially when they start, find that going to the gym is super enjoyable. Maybe they'll have a fitness class or a sport that they find is really enjoyable, but just going to the gym and lifting weights, lifting something heavy, feeling your muscles burn isn't super enjoyable for most people. And that's why I think it's so valuable to do that, because not only does going to the gym provide you something to base your day around and kind of introduces you to scheduling, but it's also hard. It's so difficult to get out of bed some days and just get up and train and do those hard things. And that's so valuable because in your life, you're going to have to do hard things like that time and time and time again. And every single time you do it, it's probably going to be for a good reason and you're probably going to grow from it. And there's actually scientific reason behind too. Once you do hard things like that, like going to the gym, they become easier over time. Part of your brain called the midcingulate cortex grows. So as you progress and get more disciplined and build that discipline, it gets easier and easier. And along with that, and how you build that through the gym, I believe that building discipline through the gym can transfuse to all other aspects of your life. At least it has for me, and I think for most people I see that I train with or I've trained, I see that too. The gym provides the introduction into discipline. However, then it can introduce you to other great things that make you more productive, a better person. Like if you're really into going to the gym and disciplined about it, you're going to know that you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Whether that's, you have a very big lift the next day and you don't want to stay up late that night, or you don't want to, play video games till 3 a.m. because you know it's going to sacrifice your sleep and recovery. The gym provides a guidance and a baseline for that. And I think that through that, it teaches us how to make sacrifices and make valuable trade offs for things that are worthwhile and only things that are worthwhile, but things that are hard to do and is worthwhile, because that is so, so important for life and for everything else. So yeah, I just wanted to ramble about that for a little bit. The gym's really, really helped me. I feel like it's made me a better person, more productive. It's made me want to excel in other parts of my life, not just physically, but as a person, son, friend, family member, everything. So, in conclusion, go to the gym. It's going to help you more than you think. It's not only going to help you get stronger, feel better, but it's going to help you mentally. It's going to help you be not only more productive, but hopefully a better person in general. So, hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow me on all my other social medias. I love posting short form content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And yeah, peace.